Yet you can tell he's still insecure.
This is so bizarre.
That is sad. He'll never be secure with himself. And I can't lie, Clav definitely, like, you can see he's improved his looks from when he started to now.
Whoa! Hey, yo. Pause, but like, yo, hey, man, my boy handsome. He looking handsome. What the hell? And now, in honesty, I think. All right, welcome back. Today's topic and video is about Looksmaxxing. Now, I'm very new to this topic. I only recently found out what it is, and I'm trying to figure out exactly what it's about, but it seems to be some form of body dysmorphia, from what I can tell. And it's the action of doing what seems like very aggressive things to make yourself look at the peak of your looks, to bring yourself up from wherever you are to like a 9 or a 10 if possible. So these guys are hitting themselves in the face, surgeries, this, that, working now, blah, 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 yada, all the shit under the sun to make themselves look better. So that's what we're going to dive into today. This video that I found here is by Cameron. The Looksmaxxing epidemic has gotten even worse. I didn't even know it was going on to begin with. So let's see what's popping.
I'm sorry, but the Looksmaxxing community is one of the most insecure and sad communities I've ever seen in my life.
Okay. All these guys kind of look the same. Or is it just me? Like, they're all kind of looking the same. Same kind of jaw. These low eyes. What's going on with this? What is this shit?
So what you just watched was a Looksmaxxing or black pill edit of me, because a few months ago I made a video about the cringe world of Looksmaxxing, calling out how this Looksmaxxing epidemic is pretty cringe and it's toxic because it's just making you hyper focus on these small things that you really shouldn't be worried about. No one's perfect, so why try to do all these things to be perfect? And me being right, these Looksmaxxers decide to make an edit of me calling it cope and calling me a sub 5, saying that I'm ugly. And in that video I also called them out for making these weird...
What a weird thing to make a video about talking about another man's looks. That's weird, right?
Edits flexing other dudes' looks, yet they wouldn't even show their face on their account. And when I did that, they would claim that I was proving the black pill right. When in that video, I never said that looks don't matter. I just said that looks aren't everything. And of course, if you're gonna sit there making videos of other people's...
I will say looks do matter, but like you said, it's not everything, but it does matter. It's going to get you through the door, you know, smelling good, good trim, good with dresses that suits your style and your personality. Yeah, this is definitely going to help you out. You know, looks is going to get you through the door, then his personality and everything else that comes after that. But he's not wrong. Looks is absolutely not everything, but you can have a great personality and not know how to dress and carry yourself, and, you know, yikes. This is going to affect you in a lot of realms in life, you know, like business, dating, which is like the biggest one for everybody. Everybody wants the thing, you know. If you're a dude, you're going to want some sugar walls. You're going to want your nice little honey piece. You want yourself a little sticky bun, little honey bun. But, you know, you got to work on yourself to do that, at least if you want to go successfully, right?
Looks, I would expect you to have your face on your account, especially when you're making fun of people's looks who have birth defects. Like, they made a whole edit on this one dude, basically calling him ugly and saying that it's over for him because he has a cleft lip. It's disgusting. Look, I may not be the most attractive guy in the world, but I have many other qualities that people will like. And I promise you, this dude who has a cleft lip as well has many qualities that other people would like. Call it cope, but in my honest opinion, I call it being grateful and being optimistic, which is what a lot of these Looksmaxxers and black pillars lack. I'm grateful that I don't wake up every single day hating the way I look to the point where I'm smashing my skull in with a hammer. But honestly, if you're a Looksmaxxer
that's crazy.
and you hate my opinion on this stuff, make way more edits of me.
Body dysmorphia. It has to be body dysmorphia or some form, pseudo mild form, right?
In today's video, we're going to talk about Looksmaxxing once again. And later in this video, we'll actually take a look at the comments on my last video because a lot of people disagreed with me. Also, another thing, I can't lie, in that video, I did get a few things wrong. Like, I didn't know some of the terms for the certain facial bones.
Fascinating. Why would one disagree with that? Maybe we should go look at his other video because I'm curious as to why they disagree with him. Because I think that this Looksmaxxing stuff seems to be pretty extreme from what I'm gathering. You know, like improving yourself without having to be breaking and fracturing, you know, your orbital bone and stuff is like, this should be expected. You should just go to the gym, bro. Get a haircut. Put on a sick black tee. You know, get some jeans that fit you. Throw on some Converse. Boom. And also just fresh. Some of the Looksmaxxing. You're looking fresh, buddy.
Scales of Looksmaxxing / black pill. But my overall point was that this Looksmaxxing stuff is cringe. And once again, don't get me wrong. Looks do matter, but don't make it your top priority to the point where you're hitting yourself in the face with a hammer at 15 years old.
This is how to bone smash. I have my Sharpie here. See this area?
That sounds crazy. How to bone smash?
Right
Yo.
Here. Your cheekbones.
What?
Right here.
That's crazy.
Where I'm going to be doing it. In these two areas. I'm just going to start hammering at this. I'm just going to
God,
Normally I do it 5 minutes on each side. So 10 minutes in total. I'm just going to do it short again. Yeah, you gotta brace your head.
This is a young guy hitting.
You gotta brace your head
to look better.
Nigga, you gonna give yourself a concussion, bro.
That this is good. As a society,
it's not good. It's not
celebrated, in my opinion.
Terrible.
While there is some science to it, they do this because of Wolff's Law, which is the principle that bones adapt their structure in the response of the mechanical stress placed on them. Some Muay Thai fighters actually do this to condition their shins. They'll kick hard metal poles
it works
to create microfractures so that when they repair, their shins just become even stronger. But again, I don't think this is good, especially to young men.
It's not. It's not. These guys are doing it to their freaking face. It's crazy. Like, it's one thing if you're gonna do it to your shins, your knuckles, your forearm, your elbow, your calf. I totally get all those areas, right? Especially your shin bone. Oh man, I want that rock hard. But your face? What if you do it uneven? You know, what if you hit here 6 or 7 times like with heavy strength, and you hit this side 8 or 9 times with like medium strength, but you're thinking you're doing it properly, and you got one side of your face like this, and the other side of your face like this, and you're like, oh shit, I fucked up my face.
One, you can get extremely hurt from doing this. Number 2, you'll never be satisfied after it. You'll search for the next thing you can change. And number 3, it's going to frame your entire worth around your appearance. And the day that you don't look good to the Looksmaxxing standard, you're going to feel terrible about yourself. Like, hyper-focusing on your looks is just going to drive you insane to the point where you're on these forums trying to see how to get rid of the left chin hair on your face because it stands out too much. That's what these Looksmaxxers are on. These dudes could do every single tactic and get every single surgery in the world to look attractive, and they still wouldn't be satisfied. And that's the sad part about this. A lot of young men are going down this pipeline, and it's toxic. Like the guy who was bone smashing in that recent video. That guy is young.
Crazy.
He doesn't have his age or anything in his bio.
Like homie, like, this guy hasn't even, like, did he say he's 15 or 16? And he doesn't have his age in his bio, so it's like, my guy, you haven't even like gone out of puberty yet, and here you are adjusting how your face looks when, like, it hasn't, your looks haven't even been determined yet. I can tell you right now, me at 33 now compared to me at like 26, 25. You know, I'll give it a 10 years. Me at 23 to now 33, I look so much different. Worlds apart, you know. I had a babyish face. I had still chubby little cheeks. I look like a youth. Now I look like a father of 2, which I am. I'm tired. You could see it in my eyes, okay? I am married and I'm a father of 2. I've aged and I've got some stain on me. So, maybe do it now. Maybe now when you start looking at yourself in the mirror, you're like, whoa, life has really hit me with the maybe it's time. Maybe I gotta do some Looksmaxxing. Maybe I gotta square up my jaw a little.
But he looks about maybe 16, 17 years old. He's not even finished with puberty yet, and he's trying to change his facial structure. That is bad. And speaking of changing your facial structure, one thing that's popular with the Looksmaxxing community is this thing called a double jaw surgery, which is a procedure done by doctors that reposition.
Damn. I know a lot of dudes that be looking like this one. God. What is that? It's a crazy overbite. I got a bit overbite. Very small overbite, but it's barely noticeable. But damn, not like I don't got that though. I got this. Yeah, I got that for sure. That is tragic.
Both the upper and lower jaws at the same time to correct severe misalignments and improve facial aesthetics. And this is something that's really only needed when you have a severe jaw misalignment, like a severe overbite or severe underbite. But these Looksmaxxers glorify this surgery because the befores and afters are extremely dramatic, and it changes your bone structure and your side profile. And from doing this as a Looksmaxxer, you can go from low on the scale to pretty high on the scale. A double jaw surgery / Bimax would genuinely change my life. And the crazy part is, this isn't even a bad looking dude. I promise
his jaw look good. What's she talking about?
He's so hyper focused on getting this double jaw surgery because he went down the Looksmaxxing pipeline when in reality he doesn't need this double jaw surgery. I mean, look at
why would he need that? Why would he need double jaw surgery?
He thinks that this double jaw surgery is going to make him look perfect, when in reality, if he were to get this, he'd look for the next thing to get and the next thing to get, and he'll never be satisfied after that. And he's also acting like this thing can't go wrong. I mean, there's plenty of botched surgeries out there. I don't know, y'all may disagree with this, but I'm just not a fan of these surgeries unless they're really needed. Getting these surgeries in the hopes of going up on the Looksmaxxing scale is just pretty stupid. This dude doesn't need surgery, he just needs character. He needs self-confidence. And I can see he already has confidence, but just be confident enough in yourself that
it's factual, man. Just need to build up that character. And if you're going through life and you're going through experiences and stuff, I am noticing that you will develop character naturally. As long as you're handling the things that life throws at you well, you're going to develop, hopefully, a real cool and interesting character. Because life is going to throw some freaking things at you. And if you're handling these things well, I find you gain wisdom, you get more, you gain some more character, you have a story to tell, you're able to maintain a good, healthy conversation with people, and, it's that character, man. But still, make sure you look good and you smell good, dress appropriately. You got to work with what you're given, obviously. Let's try and make that the aim, really. Like, work with what you got. And let's not be swapping out parts just because,
don't need that double jaw surgery to pull even more girls. Maybe become funnier. Maybe build more character. Building that character starts after you realize that no one in this world is perfect. So why try to strive for perfection? In my opinion, you don't need all these extreme procedures done yourself. Groom yourself properly, have good hygiene, hit the gym, eat well, build good character, and that's really all you need. You don't need these extreme surgeries or dangerous tactics to pull women, bruh. And the whole reason I really wanted to revisit this Looksmaxxing topic is because it's gotten even more popular since my last video. People are considering it mainstream now because recently there's been an influencer popping off by the name of Clavicular, who's a 19-year-old who's apparently the Looksmaxxing god to these losers, and he's super dedicated to Looksmaxxing to the point where it's taken over.
What a weird name, the Looksmaxxing god. I am the god of Looksmaxxing. I am here to improve and bless all with the good looks. So I have the hand of looks. What a bizarre thing to call
life.
yourself.
Like, this guy is a teenager still, but his whole world is looksmaxxing. All he cares about is mogging, which, if you're unfamiliar with the term, it basically means to outshine whoever's next to you. Let's say me and you take a picture and I look better than you. That means that I mogged you. And that's this dude's goal in life, to look better than other people and to get compliments from other people from looking
mogged.
better.
I mean, the goal is to mog. Okay, I just want to mog. I don't give a about getting girls. I don't give a about that shit. I want to mog people, right? I want to walk into a room and people are like, holy shit, look at this guy.
Like, this is just sad. Maybe it's because when he was like super young, he just wasn't seen enough, so he feels that if he does all this stuff, he's gonna be more seen.
Man,
it's just sad, and you can see
what the hell.
And what makes me think it's a lack of attention even more,
without a doubt,
because I mean, there was this clip I saw of him while doing the research of this, where he was bone smashing in front of his parents, and they were telling this man to go away.
At that point in time, institutions sit down in the morning with their portfolio managers and their analysts and say, oh, they were gonna make $6.
I'm not gonna lie, his parents are correct right there, bruh. I disowned my son if he was bone.
Yo, homie's losing it. Why are you smashing your face in front of your parents? Do that in private.
Bone smashing. This guy is the insecure kind of boss. He's so insecure that he can't even pick up a slice of meat. Dude, it isn't even a bad looking dude.
What the hell was that?
This guy.
I hope he fumbled the pizzas. Like, I don't want to pick it up anymore. I don't want to eat.
He could be the best looking person in the entire world, yet you can tell he's still insecure.
This is so bizarre.
That is sad. He'll never be secure with himself. And I can't lie, Clav definitely, like, you can see he's improved his looks from when he started to now.
Whoa! Hey, yo. Pause, but like, yo, hey, man. My boy handsome. He looking handsome. What the hell? And now, in honesty, I think some of that is because he aged. You know, he got older. Because this looks like puberty pains. I never went through nothing like that. Not even close. I didn't go through this pimply face. This could be because, you know, I'm melanated, but maybe not. I don't want to get into that. It could be because I'm just melanated. You know, we don't deal with acne face like that through puberty as bad as this. Not, we don't want to get acne, but not like this. God damn, boy, you got to stay away from that pork and that greasy food, dog. Drink more water, my son. But, okay.
But you could also attribute that to puberty because, I mean, the dude...
right?
He was like maybe 16, 17 years old. Somewhere around there. And now he's 19. And since Clav just wants to mog everyone to reach this goal of being at his best, he's doing everything possible. Like wearing makeup, getting surgeries, taking steroids,
son.
and even doing math. But switch that A with an E.
Wait, is it true you do math? Somebody told me you do math too.
I do math, yes. So I do math to, you know, basically suppress my appetite and try to get leaner. It's really not as bad as people think.
How do you take it?
Intranasally.
I'm sorry, what is that?
Like up your nose.
This dude is snorting math to suppress his appetite.
Whoa! This guy's lost it. This is a problem. I'm like, okay, no, he's lost it. This Looksmaxxing thing, throw it in the garbage, get rid of it, that we don't need it. Go back to like the old methods of like improving yourself and trying to get girls. This mogging term sounds stupid as hell. That's not mog. That's just, mess?
Something in me that wants to say that this dude is trolling, but I highly doubt that, considering
I don't think
that
he's trolling.
He also used to hit himself in the face with hard objects. I'm not surprised why he thinks this is just something that's okay to do.
I think men should wear makeup because it's the best way to conceal different flaws in your face without actually addressing the underlying issues. A lot of men are super against using makeup, and I don't know why. It's just about not getting caught. If you could use makeup and no one knows, then there's no reason why you shouldn't.
What kinds of makeup do you wear?
Using a microbrow pencil to fill in any gaps in growth, great way to make them look a little bit more full, a bit more striking. Anyone could have perfect eyebrows.
This is my biggest issue with this. It's all about hiding your flaws.
Oh my God, man.
Like, nobody is perfect, and they're striving so hard.
Who cares
to become
about any of
perfect,
that?
when being perfect just isn't real. It's just not real. To embrace
You'll spend
the
your
fact
whole
that
life
you have
chasing it,
flaws
and you'll
is to
never
be
find the
secure with
satisfaction.
yourself. And none of these dudes care about being secure with themselves. All they care about...
You will literally never get there. When you're aiming for this thing that's perfect, you're never gonna get there. Like, it's not something that is attainable. is a sickness to aim for perfection. Okay.
Are the compliments from others.
My
because
God.
they don't feel like they're enough in
This
this
is so
world. And
stupid.
that's why they're never satisfied with how they look.
How
I think most
dumb
people
are
just
you?
gotta accept the fact that, hey, people have flaws, man. No one's perfect. I accepted the fact that I have a big forehead. I mean, I could go out and get surgery, you know, maybe get a hairline surgery or whatever to make it look better, but I'm happy with how I look. Obviously, there's room for improvement, but I'm not gonna go out of my way to get some sort of surgery to make my forehead smaller. This forehead is a staple, dog. This isn't going anywhere.
Are you spending $100,000 on surgery to go from 6'2" to 6'6"?
That is more about presence. You walk into a room, people notice, right? Because people will come up to me, they'll say, "Oh, well, 6'2", you know, that's already very tall." But in terms of percentiles, it's only 91st percentile, right? 6'6", we get to 99th. I'm someone who wants to be the best, right? And I'm willing to do whatever it takes to get there. The unfortunate part about limb,
Homie, 6'2" is awesome. I'm 6 foot and I'm taller than a lot of people. Okay, and I'm happy at this height. I'm cool with 6 foot. Like, I'll tell you, like, there's moments in my life where I'm like, wow, these are the times where height is super inconvenient. Like, fitting into most cars and buses and public transportation, Ubers, all these things. Inconvenient. Planes, don't even get me started. Ugh. But I love my height. You're 6'2", my guy. 90th percentile, he said? And you want to be 99th? It's a sickness.
surgery is almost
My friend, you have a problem.
Be able to do it because you're gonna
have
have
a
to be out of
problem.
work for 6 months.
You
to a
have a
year. You're gonna be
problem.
Hospitalized for the first 3 weeks. You're pretty much immobile for the first
4
3 months.
inches.
The next 3 months after that,
He wants to grow.
You're really not going to be able to walk without crutches and
like
stuff
this?
like that. So getting away from work for that long is just not possible by most people. And not to mention the outrageous prices. So it's a very treacherous process. It's very painful. You know, you have to be under close supervision with doctors, and you really have to gauge the value. Is this something that's worth it to you? Because
It's not.
It's a horrible
It's
process.
never
You're
worth
beating
it.
around the bush
It's
on that.
it's never worth it.
Just for
It's
people
never
to be like,
worth
hey,
it.
That guy's tall. Insecure final boss. This dude is extremely insecure.
Yeah,
I
he needs
just
help,
feel
man.
bad, bro. Sure, being
You
tall
need
is
a
plus, but
psychiatrist
I
or
don't
something,
think
man.
Being tall is everything. There's no
You
point
need help,
in
brother.
getting height lengthening surgery because I promise you, the moment you have kids, and let's say you're a short man, look, I'm 5'7". Imagine if I got height lengthening surgery, I went to like 6'2", and my kids grow up to be like 5'3" or 4. I'd be like, dang, man, that's rough. They're gonna be like, Dad, why am I not as tall as you? Man, you gotta get your bread up and get that height lengthening surgery. I'm sure most women care about height,
that's
but
funny.
I don't think it's to the extent that people make it to be online.
Quick segue. There was a story in Japan or something similar like that happened. I think it was Japan, where this woman had all this cosmetic surgeries done to her face to make herself look beautiful. She was beautiful, and she got married. And when they had children, the husband was like, "Yo, what's up with these kids?" Kids were like, I don't want to call children ugly, but his whole thing was, "Damn, these kids ugly as hell. Well, whose kids are these? Aren't my kids?" And went through all this stuff, and then found old photos of her and said, "You lied to me." They went to court. He sued her for pretty much like false advertisement, and he won the case. It's crazy.
Some people think that if you're not tall, then you're cooked. When in reality, that's just not true. Maturing is realizing if you're shorter than 6 feet, it's over for you. I feel like that's not maturing. I think that's more of you dematuring if you're thinking that being under 6 feet means that you're cooked. If anything, I think your brain is cooked for thinking that you have to be over 6 feet or you're cooked in society. There's many great people in the world who are short, man. Being tall, yeah, it's a plus, but it's not everything, brother. Back to Clav, though. Since he was popping off and losers attract losers, he decided to go on the Fresh and Fit podcast, and he decided to rate women because that's something that a lot of these Looksmaxxers love to do.
Oh man, you had this guy on Fresh or Fit rating women. This guy went in. Fresh or Fit. I'm almost ashamed to say it, but I used to watch them. Yeah, I used to watch them. I know, shame on me. I used to watch them. I haven't watched them in a long time. Their content. Throw it in the trash, garbage, right into the dumpster, throw it into the landfill, bye-bye. And then this interesting character, Mr. Looksmaxxing, is on there. You know he's
like
going
rating people.
I'm going to give you a 4 out of 10.
Oh.
You I'm definitely.
Wait, do you want him to say like why he gave the rating and how they can improve? Yeah, can you give up say why they? So she got 3.5. Why and how can she improve?
Well, her mid face is way too long. Obviously, she's got the jowls coming in, horrible nasolabial folds. Horrible total facial width to height ratio. Just really bad age indicators. But obviously, at 30, that's not something really that's going to surprise me. Her upper maxilla is super recessed, horrible infraorbitals. That's why your under eyes are coming in like hell. Really recessed chin. All the facial convexities are wrong. Her radix is recessed.
What is he talking about? Nasolabia? What? In maxillaris?
Moving on.
What?
Okay, well, how much time do we have on the podcast?
This dude, I'm not gonna lie, this dude Clav would be an amazing doctor. And I say that because this dude has a lot of knowledge when it comes to this stuff. I'm not going to discredit him at all.
Yeah, I don't know what he was saying.
He knows all this stuff, right?
What is homie talking about? See how up on the screen I got? I'm like,
but this
whoa.
Looksmaxxing stuff is just going to be the new red pill. Like, y'all remember how back in 2021, 2020, and like 2022, 2023, there were all those red pill alpha males that were coming up saying all this stuff about women? The new red pill is just...
It's true. There was a lot of red pillers coming up, and they were all a bunch of phonies. Now, it's not related to this video. I might do a red pill content video because there's things in the red pill that they say that I personally think is not true. It's just the way they give the information oftentimes is really crappy, and the stats that they give are also just like, what do you do with that information? Like when I started watching red pill content and stuff myself, I was already kind of slightly red pilled in some ways because I grew up in a more or less all male family. I got 4 brothers, 1 sister, and I didn't really grow up with my sister, so it's just a lot of men around. My dad and my mom was there. My mom was also kind of a macho woman, if you want to describe it as that. So she's a strong lady, So I didn't have too much of. Anyways. Red pill doesn't mean treat women poorly, by the way. I find red pill is more about treating yourself with respect and knowing how to engage with women.
This Looksmaxxing stuff. And it's going to get even more annoying by the year. And it's also going to get extremely dangerous.
I'm not red pill. Just so we're clear on that. I'm not red pill, but I do have some red pill beliefs.
That red pill stuff got dangerous, but I feel like this Looksmaxxing stuff is going to get even more dangerous. There's going to be little kids hitting their face with hammers.
Yeah, it's way worse.
Because they're not attractive enough. When they're like 8 years old,
way worse.
They shouldn't be worried about this. Another person I decided to rate is the streamer Marlon, which I'm pretty sure we all know who Marlon is, but if you don't, he's this streamer who is also a model, and no homo, but he's a pretty good looking dude, and this is what Clav had to say about him. Because he's a Looksmaxxer and he follows this Looksmaxxing scale to the T.
What would you rate Marlon on a scale from 1 to 10?
I would rate Marlon between a 7.5 and an 8 out of 10. So I'd put him right around Chad. Extremely good looking, very mager, so I'd rate him Chad.
What's his main negative?
His main negative is his mandibular growth, right? So he's got a bit of a recessed mandible. You look at some of the clips of him in motion from the side profile, his chin is slightly recessed. Obviously we're being hypercritical just for the objective rating. I think he's better looking than me before anyone goes crazy. But it's just like if we're being hyper analytical, that these small things take him down a little bit in terms of his points.
He's pointing out all
mandibular.
These just don't matter, bruh.
What is that?
Bro. He's a good looking dude. Paul,
the guy's a good looking.
No homo. So why?
The guy's a good looking. It's okay. You don't gotta say it. He's a good looking dude.
Like I said,
he's a good looking dude.
He could become a doctor. He's very knowledgeable.
What the hell's this guy talking about?
I just feel like he's using it for the wrong reasons, man. Now Clav, since he's also
he would be like an excellent plastic surgeon or something like that, Oh, he'd probably kill it with the way he's hyper focusing on all these terms and mandibulars and slightly recessed jaws. A lot, bro. You are wasting your talent talking smack to people when you could be a consultant of some sort.
He's been streaming a lot with people like Aiden Ross, Cuffham, and Neon, the 3 horsemen of cancer streaming. Neon's been a bit better now, but Aiden and Cuffham are pretty bad. And now Clav, he's here and he's the 4th cancer. He's been streaming a lot and acting all edgy, trying to be cool by saying things like the N-word live because, hey, nobody can cancel me. I'm a Chad. When it's just corny. Because I know he wouldn't say this to any other black person to their face. He only says it because the King Rigby, the raccoon, Cuffham, allows him to.
It gets overwhelming.
Be real. You think hella girls would approach me as they want to fuck with me? You saw me in person. And we're close now. You can be honest. Be real.
Fuck no.
And in one of Clav's streams, he was actually giving his girlfriend, who's 17, these fat dissolving face shots.
Nigga, I hear you got the plug for those fresh Stacy's. Hit me up, nigga.
Dude, I can already see clips. Clav injects meth on
Chat, we're Looksmaxxing her. We're Looksmaxxing her. It's all good.
I know people are gonna fry me for this, which I don't know
What?
why. This is an ice.
Is that even legal?
This shouldn't be a hot take in today's day and age. I think everyone
Should that
should
be
agree
legal?
with this, but I don't think a 17-year-old should be taking these fat dissolving injections to the face
No,
out of
she's 17 and look like she has like no fat on her body.
a random syringe. Hot take. You know, I may get canceled for that. But I don't think that should be happening. People are going to be calling me crazy for saying that. But this is just weird. And I think the weirdest part is that this guy's audience is so young. So they're going to take this into account and they're going to think that this is something that's okay. They're doing this just like it's something normal when this is dangerous and you shouldn't be doing this. Watching Looksmaxxers convince little kids they're ugly. They haven't even gone through puberty yet and they're being told it's over for them. Looksmaxxing is literally a ploy for companies to make money by destroying men's
all right.
I highly agree with that. Like I said, looks do matter.
I think we're good.
Focus on other than just looks. These companies are trying to sell you a solution to a problem that just doesn't exist.
Yeah, I think we're good. I don't want to see any more Looksmaxxing stuff. It's weird and it's odd, and I think that is absolutely a part of the internet most people should probably stay away from. If you want to do it for research purposes, do the research, but don't take any of these kind of guys' advice. They have problems. They have something going on within themselves that is making them dislike themselves to the extent where they need to do that stuff, where they're judging people so harshly, and then they're also looking at their own selves and judging them harshly. It's like you don't have to do all that, like not at all. It's not a thing. Go become red pill. Go do that instead of self-harm and hitting yourself with a hammer and taking, what was it, that fat needle injection thing? The whole thing it's so bizarre. It's gross. Anyways, guys, that's it for the video. I gotta go wash my eyes and go scrub my brain so I don't have to think about this Looksmaxxing stuff. Leave a comment below, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one, guys. Deuces!